Welcome back to Car Trend, where we dive deep into the classics that shaped the roads and won hearts. Today, we're going back to 1978, a year of big style, bold statements, and the final gasp of American automotive excess. And right in the center of it all, the Pontiac Executive makes its mark. Now, the Executive might not be the first car that jumps to mind when you think Pontiac. But make no mistake, this is a nameplate that carried real presence. Originally introduced in the mid-60s, the Executive was designed to fill the gap between the mid-range Pontiac Catalina and the top-tier Bonneville. By the late 70s, however, the game had changed. Fuel crises, emissions regulations, and shifting consumer tastes were reshaping the landscape. But Pontiac had one last luxurious breath to take before bowing out. That breath, the 1978 Pontiac Executive. From the moment you set eyes on it, you understand what Pontiac was trying to do. This wasn't a muscle car. It wasn't chasing the Trans Am crowd or gunning for Corvette territory. This was pure presence. It was long, low, and unmistakably American. Over 220 inches from bumper to bumper, riding on a 121-inch wheelbase, this was a highway cruiser built for comfort, not cornering. The exterior was clean but bold. Rectangular headlights flanked a refined split grille, a nod to Pontiac's styling DNA. Chrome trim traced the beltline, wrapping around the sculpted fenders and leading your eye across a body that seemed to go on forever. Color options were plentiful, from tasteful earth tones to more striking metallics, all finished in a deep, glossy coat that caught the light just right. White wall tires and wire wheel covers sealed the deal. It looked like something a successful executive would drive, and that was the whole point. Under the hood, the 1978 Executive came standard with Pontiac's 301 cubic inch version 8, but that was just the beginning. Buyers who wanted more grunt could opt for a 350, a 400, or even a 455 cubic inch monster. Horsepower varied depending on engine choice and emissions equipment, but let's be honest, this car wasn't about speed. It was about smooth, effortless power, cruising at 70 with barely a whisper from under the hood. The optional turbo-hydraulic automatic transmission made shifting seamless, and power steering and brakes came standard. It was built for the open road, for long Sunday drives or cross-country trips where comfort was king. Step inside, and you're met with a cabin that speaks volumes about late 70s luxury. Plush bench seats, upholstered in thick velour or optional leather, invited you to sink in. The dash was clean and symmetrical, with a sweeping speedometer, wood grain accents, and chrome knobs that felt solid to the touch. The Executive didn't scream luxury, it whispered it, with power windows, air conditioning, and even an optional 8-track stereo system delivering your tunes with just enough hiss to feel nostalgic. But perhaps the most impressive thing about the Executive was the ride. Thanks to Pontiac's radial-tuned suspension, the car floated over rough pavement, soaking up bumps like a land yacht should. It leaned a little in the corners, sure, but that was part of the charm. This wasn't about performance. This was about presence, about gliding through life with a sense of calm, commanding grace. Sadly, 1978 would be the last year the Pontiac Executive saw the spotlight. As the market shifted towards smaller, more efficient cars, GM restructured its lineup and the Executive name quietly faded into history. But for collectors and classic car fans today, the 1978 Executive represents something rare, a final snapshot of old-school American luxury before the downsizing era fully took hold. It's not a car you see often at shows. It's not on many posters. But the Executive deserves a second look. It's a rolling reminder of a time when bigger was better, when chrome was king, and when the journey mattered just as much as the destination. So, if you ever spot one of these gliding down the road, or better yet, get the chance to drive one, take a moment to appreciate what it represents. The 1978 Pontiac Executive wasn't trying to be flashy. It wasn't trying to be fast. It was just trying to be smooth, stylish, and supremely comfortable. And in that mission, it succeeded beautifully. Thanks for riding along with Car Trend. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'll be back soon with more classic cars and the stories behind them. Until next time, keep your wheels turning and your style classic.